What's up, guys? I'm Philip Cup, and today we're going to be finishing up the Roottrees Are Dead. We've unlocked a lot of the board here. The ones that are in yellow are locked, and we still have a lot of the blue ones to do, but we kind of have them kind of half filled out. So I think we're getting close to kind of wrapping this thing up. So I'm going to try to power through and see if we can finish this up in this episode, because I think we're really close. And I really want to see what this top secret thing is about, because based on the evidence, there seems to be some affairs going on around here. So we'll need to see what this is all about here. Last time we unlocked a new periodical. Here's a starlet, and I was thinking, since it's for actresses and people who are famous, that we should try to look up the singers here. So James Roottrees, Diamond LaRoe, and maybe some of these other LaRoes that are kind of famous. So I want to try to see if I can look them up and see what it says about them. Let's do that first. Starlet. Let's look up Diamond LaRoe. Damn. I guess she wasn't famous enough. I wonder if it's just for actors and actresses. Oh, where am I? Over here? Right here. Diamond LaRoe. Did I spell it right? Oh, I didn't spell it right. LaRoe. I feel like, what? Maybe it's because the R isn't capitalized that it looks weird. R-O-U-X, right? Whoa. R-O-U-X, yeah, L-A. Yeah, that's right. So let's see if we can look up some of the other ones, if that's not showing up with anything. Jane LaRoe. Here. Because they were singers, so they have to be kind of famous, right? Maybe I just do regular spider search. Jane Del Vecchio is listed as a talent hire. Also mentions to contact her agent in the event that you actually wish to hire her, and that any inquiries about her past or her sister would be ignored. So something is going on here. Maybe let's do agent. No. Let's do Diamond. Something's going on here in Diamond. LaRoe. Singer, we already knew that. She was in the duo with Jim. One hit wonder. Continue to release music. Jim has become a bit of a recluse, and he hasn't made a public appearance since 1996. Let's do Cherry Tree. Because we're just trying to look for something to give us some more names. Or foliage. Okay, let's go back. Sound of Laughter. An album by Jim and Diamond, released in 1989. Can't even find a picture of the cover. It doesn't appear to have been very successful. And the fan page says the lyrics are blah blah blah. Okay. Still don't even know their next marriage. Something's not right here. Because we know the name is correct. We just don't know. Maybe the picture's not right? It has to be him. He's the only one left in that picture. Because that's everybody in that picture is from this generation. So the picture's right, but he's not a musician? Let's look up Clark Rafferty. Van and Jim mentioned that he used to make music with Clark Rafferty. They mentioned I'm called These Times. That's the one we got. Yeah, that's the one we had. Maybe we can look up the folk group. Spider search. Okay. Someone with the username. Oh no, that's how they got the track. Okay, so it's not gonna give us anything. Let me see if we can look him up in something else. Arthur, yeah, we need both. Dang it. Business Watch, Butler County Times. Nothing. It's crazy that this little campaign mailer has 6 clues attached to it still. Love is our future. Let's look that up. Nothing. Okay, go back to evidence. But let's look up Stephanie Jones then. A candidate for city council won her campaign on election day. No mention of the Roottrees. Bare bones website for her campaign. Be sure to read the full article in the Butler County Times. I don't remember we explored that or not. So let's go ahead and look her up in Butler County Times. Stephanie Jones. Small report detailing the election results from last month's election. Stephanie apparently won. You also find the full version of the newspaper clipping on the back of the campaign mailer. You also find that Stephanie Landon, local business owner, Brian Jones. Maybe Brian has something we can find in the business watch. Stephanie grew up in a home without a father. With my mother and her partner, I essentially had an entire female influence. So it's saying that her mother was lesbian. We already knew that. So this kind of tree's kind of filled out. So I don't know what other thing I could find out about it. So she is a distant cousin of the Roottrees. Her mother, Caroline, a local artist who has appeared on the front page of the Butler County. Oh, in the past, has often come out opposed to corporation policies regarding the deforestation of indigenous trees. Unlike my mother, I'm not a fighter. I want to bring love to the world. So that's the clue right there. We need to look up Butler County Times, and we need to look up Caroline Roottree. Is that her? No, that's not her name. Morden. That's what it is. Morden. Oh, we already found this. It's like that rabbit hole doesn't do anything for us. Council. Carl, I know we don't see eye to eye when it comes to the candy company, but if you could talk to your girls about putting out a statement supporting Stephanie, she could use the publicity your daughters bring. Don't let our conflicts spread to the next generation. What conflicts? So it's something about conflicts. You know, I don't know if we looked up Carl. We did. But let's look up Brian Jones in the periodicals then. Business Watch. Just because he's a side character doesn't mean... You know, I think really... Okay, damn it. I know that's right, that's right. We just don't know the kids. We know their names, but we don't know their occupation. But he was in film school, right? So maybe we can just look up their names. I'm just trying to think through here. As woman, Robert, Roottrees, and Ronald. Okay. Did we? I think we looked them up in Starlit already. Ronald, Roottrees, nothing, and Robert, nothing. I thought they would at least show up in something. Roottrees. Nothing. And last but not least, Ronald. Damn. I don't think we're gonna get any more evidence, but this is getting kind of hard. I wish I could cross the list of names off. But I want to know. Maybe we can look her up. She changed her name to a Roottree, right? Samantha Roottree, yeah. So let's look up Sam. Okay. Whoa. Samantha Roottree. Did I spell her name right? Samantha. Yeah. Go ahead and copy that and go to this. No, not the books. Periodicals, not Starlit. Business Watch? Oh no, it'd be Butler County Times. I need more information about her, but I don't know how to find that. Unless there's something I'm missing. It's like, I need more periodicals or something. I think that's where the rest of the hints are. No, wait, what? This is weird. What? And her adopted grandfather? What does that mean? Ernest Madsen Jr. Let's look him up again, because I remember we had to look up all the CEOs. Ernest Jr. What's his name? Ernest Madsen. Let's see here. Okay, is taking over the day-to-day operations of Roottrees after previous president died unexpectedly. Oh, damn. Little is known about Ernest, but sources close to the family, who has asked to remain anonymous, made it clear that he's more than qualified. He was trained to succeed Zach, but had been passed up for unspecified reasons. The quote from the company's publicist: "The last 4 years at Roottrees had been rough. In an attempt to keep our products relevant to the modern audiences, some of our decisions have had unintended consequences." Batter up bar. Let's look that up. Failed candy. Launched with great fanfare in 1980. It was meant to evoke the classic combination of pancakes and maple syrup, using a creamy imitation of pancake batter as its filling, and the packaging had baseball imagery. Consumers loved the taste, and the candy launched to stellar reviews, but after a little less than a month on the shelf, it was discovered that the filling of the unopened bars began to separate and develop an off-putting texture described as powdery chunks floating in oily goop. Failure. Okay. Damn it. Back to this. So once we lock in, this Mr. Miller part is kind of weird. Sam had to grow up in the house with him and his roommate, Mr. Miller. But I think it's time for a hint, because I can keep digging around, but so she was a farmer, I think she was a farmer, but there's no farmer thing. Jeff, no. Farm. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and click a hint. Don't know where to look next? If you're completely stuck, try talking it through with your rubber duck. There's a sticker on the front of "Rolling on down to the city." I wonder what that's all about. Rolling on down to the city. All right, get out of here, duck. Rolling on down to the city. This one? As seen in MMM. This has 5 things on it. This image is from an auction for a sealed copy. It has a sticker that says, "Only the greatest grandson of Elias Roottrees could make disco this sweet." It is credited to Peter. Let me see. Spider Search seemed to be a music critic. You find a mention on a family website about a band unrelated to the Roottrees. He used to work for Modern Music Monthly before the magazine went under. Spider Search that. Please add it. Yes! MMM is an abbreviation for Modern Music Monthly, a magazine from the 40s to the early 80s. It went out of business due to high competition from much more major publications. Okay. Okay, that's just the same magazine. All right, let's look at that. That's huge. So now we can search all the music stuff. And we can kind of seal in. Where is it? Clark Rafferty's job description. That's the one I'm most curious about. A section of the magazine called "Skip It or Flip It" has short, pithy blurbs about new records. An album called "These Times" is listed under the "Skip It" column with the following: "These Times, a new single from the group Clark Rafferty, Jim Roottrees, and 2 of the LaRoe sisters. Amateurish folk songwriting is catchy at times, but ultimately doesn't do anything new." Okay. Let's look up Jane LaRoe. Oops. Too much. In an article from 1968, you find a small section focusing on young upcoming talent that Modern Music Monthly predicts will make it big. It has this to say about the LaRoes. The LaRoe sisters got their start doing session work for their great uncle's record label. If you remember any songs from the 1960s and 1965 that featured the voices of kids, they were probably involved. Back then, they were credited as the Lucky LaRoes. Now that he's passed, they've moved on to bigger, better ventures and are going by their full names. Diamond and Jane have been touring with some famous faces. Ever heard of the Roottrees? And are looking to release an album sometime in the next year. Youngest Kim is about to step into a prominent role on Broadway, taking over for one of the children in Oliver. Youngest Kim, what? The Lucky LaRoes indeed. Okay, this is a lot right here. So we can look this up in this magazine first, and then we need to look up what. Okay, actually, I can look at it later. Youngest Kim. What? What does this mean? I don't understand this last sentence. Diamond and Jane have been touring with some famous faces and are looking to release an album sometime in the next year. Youngest Kim is about to step into the prominent role on Broadway, taking over for one of the children in Oliver. What does that mean? Ready, search? I'm gonna look this up. Youngest Kim. Because that... Well, I don't... What? Who is that? No. Nothing here. So what does that mean? Oliver? We looked that up already. What am I doing? This is a weird sentence. Showing some famous faces are looking to release an album next year. An article from 1968. Youngest Kim. Let's look at our list real quick. If we have anybody named Kim. Kim LaRoe. Okay. But what does she have to do in here? Unless it's a kid. And that means she's a actress. So the Lucky LaRose is... Okay, let me look at this again. I think I got it. This is Jane. Talking about Jane, and the Lucky LaRose sisters is just the two of them. Diamond and Jane, yeah. Youngest Kim is about to step into the takeover for one of the children in Oliver. The Lucky LaRose, indeed. So that means that she had her kid early. So this is Kim LaRoe, I think. And she was an actor, and we don't know what she looks like. Who the hell? Hang on a sec. Let's go back here. We still don't know who this is. Carl and Brenda. Okay, who is this? Who? Much love from Debbie. Who's Debbie? She is here. This is Debbie. Deborah Bean. Because she's the one, because he died suddenly. So that's Debbie. And she was a... Ernie more than anybody else. Knew how busy your job could be. I'm close to a Shiva candle identical to yours. Pay our respects. Ernie was a for man of love. Very proud. And for the work you three had to do together. And so that's her kid. This is her. Oh, she doesn't have a picture though. So that can't be right. Damn it. Damn it. Okay. Something's not right here. Ernie was a man full of love, but not for his family, but for his family's legacy. As for myself, it's impossible from rescuing us from the panic of bills. So they weren't part of the... Too late to get him on the donors list. Company took care of us beyond our wildest dreams. But Ernie and I knew that it had been Carl that convinced trust. Convinced that it happened shortly after your visit, Brenda. So it has to be within this tree, because... Oh, these are wrong. They're flipped. That's how you know. So this is Brenda. Or Debbie, I mean. This is Debbie Bean. Bam. And that right there is her. And this is... We need to switch these. Nope. That's not it. That's not right. This is Madsen Ernie Jr. And he was the 4th president. We don't know what this is. This is let's look at Madsen again. This is Gwyneth. And the pictures need to be switched. Hell yeah. We got 3 more names. Let's see who they are. Yes. And housewife. Okay. Cornwall Linus, Walter Forsyth, Ernest Madsen, Deborah Bean. And we got the pictures. Yes. Perfect. So then that means that her daughter has to be Nicole. Because that's her. This is Nicole. Whoops. Nicole Madsen. And she has to be a child. Right? Yeah, they're same grade. So I'm going to do child. Oh, no, wait. Student, I think. K through 12. So I know that's right for sure. Okay, so we're making some progress finally. It's just that one hint helped us out. This is Gwen. And I'm going to say housewife for her because I don't know. So hopefully that's right too. And we don't know who she marries. Dang, it's crazy that we went down that rabbit hole just from the LaRose. Bro, Broadway. She's going to be an actress. Don't have a picture. But we need to look up we looked it up already, but we couldn't find it. This Oliver. This right here is kind of like standing out to me, but I just don't. Let's just highlight it. There we go. Oh, we only have 2 notes. I think I just saved it in books and periodicals, so let's just close that. Maybe it's in that book. We're missing something in that book, I think. Something that gives us another name or an occupation. We try to look up this book again. Okay. We already got Eloise and Stephanie. Okay. Influences. Okay. She felt betrayed by her sister Gwendolyn and cousin Bonnie. It's here. So she's the one that's left. She's the clue, the single clue. It's Gwendolyn. And cousin Bonnie gave her dreams for settling with Bo and old men. So she has to be a housewife. Because she said her life was boring. So I'm gonna say she's a housewife. Because that's something that Caroline wouldn't agree with. And then Bonnie, we already got that. He called her a housewife. Then she has to be that picture. Don't know who she marries. We're almost out of pictures, actually. We don't know the spouse. But we're kind of running out here. Out of stuff to select. Okay, I think we're ready for another hint. Whoa. Rubber ducky. Alright, Modern Music Monthly sounds like a great place to learn about musicians. Okay, so that's not really a hint. We already knew that. It literally has music in the name. So I guess we still need to search something in here. Musicians. So it wouldn't be over here. We already tried her. We didn't try her. We have to look up Clark. Yeah, he's the only one. It wouldn't be... God damn it. Okay. Jim Roottrees and 2. Let's look up Jim Roottrees. We didn't look him up in here yet. Oh, gotta spell it right first. A review and interview from 1979 titled "A Reluctant Hitmaker." Jim goes into his first band. Until a few years ago, Diamond and I were in CJ and JD with my cousin and his ex. Clark never knew his father, so our grandpop insisted he spend time with my dad and me. As a result, Clark and I grew up like brothers. Diamond and Jane, on the other hand, are actually sisters. So 4 of us had Sort of a cutesy family band thing going on. Not our finest hour. Regardless, when Diamond walked in on Clark in bed with her youngest sister, oh shit, everything exploded. No more family band. That's messed up. The only thing Clark and I had in common was music, but even then, we never agreed on what it should be. He was always more interested in catchy tunes, something you hum a week later. I've been told rolling is like that, but that wasn't my goal. When he called me up and said he liked it, I took it as a sign I was going in the wrong direction musically. That made him laugh, but I'm trying to make art. I don't mind saying any of this because he'd agree. For most of the decade, he was a mess, but he's a lot happier now. He started rap for tunes. Oh, there we go. And he's a much better jingle writer than songwriter. One of the benefits of our famous family is a massive company willing to be a client. That's how my father was connected to Roottrees. All of his old ad campaigns were hung on the walls over the record player, but I was never interested. I went straight for the music. I guess Clark was paying more attention. So we need to look this up. Rap for tunes. Try to search. Oh my god. Website about Rafferty Tunes, Clark Rafferty LaRose advertising firm. On it is on their about page, you can find a picture labeled the inspiration for the famous Super Bowl ad campaign. Below that is more detail. Clark was in a department store getting a family portrait with his wife and children, and when his wife was trying to get his youngest Katrina to calm down for the picture, he had the idea for the Roottrees Super Bowl ad. The photo is now in your evidence. Roottrees Super Bowl ad. The Roottrees Maple Super Bowl commercial from 1994 has a family bickering in a department store, and the father bites into a Roottree Maple Crisp. Time stops, and a jingle plays while he dances down the aisle. As he does, different things in the department store become Roottrees candy. For example, a bed that the father collapses on becomes a giant chocolate bar. The jingle, Need the Rest, went on to be featured in other commercials with other scenarios. This famous jingle for the Roottrees Maples originating in the Super Bowl commercial. The jingle goes, when you're surrounded by madness and mayhem, reach for the best. There's enough there to share, but let's face it, you need the rest. Okay. Interesting. So there was more stuff you could look up. So there are more clues. Oh my god. You find this photo on the Rafferty's website. It was labeled the inspiration for the famous ad campaign. Clark was in a department store getting a family portrait with his wife and children, and while his wife was trying to get Katrina, his youngest, to calm down for the picture, he had the idea for the Roottrees Super Bowl ad. Dang, she's so mad. But this seals the 3 photos for us. Okay. So, goddamn. Clark has seen better days. I'm gonna keep this picture for him. So what does that mean? He's a jingle writer, right? So he's advertising, right? No, not really. I don't know what would be the appropriate, like, job title for that. I would say advertising is the best one. Musician wasn't really. Not politics. Pilot, what the heck? Screenwriter? I don't want to say that. I would say advertising. I think advertising is the best one. So he's in advertising because he writes jingles for it, right? And now we know that this is his. Well, we don't know his wife's name, but we know that that's his wife. Wait, what was his wife's name? I think I said it in here. To get family portrait. We don't know his wife's name. We just have her picture. Okay, Katrina's the youngest. She's mad. She's happy. And they're both students. Student. Oh, there we go. There's our 3. So now the mystery person's supposed to give us more information, I think. Finally, we got him. Oh, yeah. Oh my god, she's back. Don't open the door. How the fuck did she get in?
On the phone, I said I owed you an explanation. But I can't reveal everything. Not yet.
I forgot I was supposed to click this.
I'm sure this all seems like deception for deception's sake. So I'll try to explain why.
Damn, why you yelling, bro?
It's true, I'm working with lawyers. But not the candy company lawyers. My publisher's lawyers.
Oh, fuck.
I'm on the verge of releasing a book, and it's not kind to the Roottrees. Especially Elias and the 5 Pieces. The truth often isn't. But with the plane crash, the publisher is rightfully worried it'll look like I'm making things up to exploit a tragedy.
I mean, are you not?
So they're doing their due diligence. That's why you're here. To be sure there's enough evidence for an expert to unearth the whole story. If I tell you the whole story now, we can't prove that. I hope you understand. That said, I can say that the work you're doing is very personal to me. To my story, one spot on the tree is more important than the rest. You've likely noticed it. It's locked for now. I'll return one final time, after you fill it in. Also, there are fewer Roottrees left. In a sense, that makes it easier. Use process of elimination. It's also harder to verify when you're right. You'll need 4 blood relatives before they lock from here on out.
God damn it.
I don't have any more evidence for you, but trust your intuition. If something has a high number, it's not a mistake. You're getting closer and closer to the truth. I look forward to seeing you soon.
God damn it. I gotta get a better lock on that door. Alright, so let's go ahead and do this one. Student. Because we know she's a student. We don't know the wife's name here. You know, that's Kim. But we don't have a picture for her. What the heck? What's this? Next time they return, the next time they return, they gave you a partial explanation. They hired you to help verify their personal account of the family history, and all that's left to do is finish this family tree and find what's in the locked space, which they said was personal to them. Ducky time. The modern 5 pieces flavors aren't helpful, but there might be something in the description of the ad that is. Okay. It said the modern, right? This one. There's an advertisement for the 5 pieces aimed at kids from the magazine. God, how do I miss this? Gotta search. There's a magazine aimed at teenage girls. Their website has a news section that offers condolences for the loss of the Roottrees sisters. Their fashion line was often covered by our magazine, and Raina Roottree first appeared on the cover on her 16th birthday. That's so sad. But that should give us all the younger people. So let's look up in periodicals. Teen Blast. Let's look up Raina Tree. I think that's how you spell it. Oh damn, it's printing out stuff. Was on the cover of Teen Blast when she was 16 and did an interview. You add the cover and article to your evidence. It is. Teen Blast 7? God damn. Teen Blast, TMS, what's he up to? Teen Blast can tell you. Brother Trouble, new gossip. Also, how to know if he's interested and win a trip to the set of a new movie. Raina, Sweet 16, the candy girl gets serious about her inspiration and aspirations. There's an article about Raina Roottree from 1994. This issue also mentions TMS and Brother Trouble. Okay, let's look that up first. Okay, let's delete this. Brother Trouble was a 1989 sitcom about 2 16-year-old brothers about the same age, one adopted, played by Tommy, Mark, Sheridan, and Dustin. Okay, we gotta write this down. Let's highlight that because that's gonna be something we look up in Starlit. Their single mother, played by stand-up. God damn it. Okay, highlight that. Penelope, Tessa Green often had to navigate her job as a magazine columnist, as well as the troubles that come with raising 2 boys who were extremely competitive in sports, academics, and even romantic pursuit of their next door neighbor, Roxy. The showrunner was small screen director Ron Roottree. What? So Ron is the film director. The showrunner was small screen director Ron Roottree. I like that. The show had strong ratings through the entirety of season 1, rocketing both Sheridan and Baker to instant stardom, mostly among the teen girl demographic. However, it was canceled in 1991, midway through the 2nd season, due to a significant drop-off in ratings. Okay, let's look up TMS. TMS is a common abbreviation of the early 19s heartthrob Tommy Mark Sheridan. His first accredited role as Thomas Sheridan was on a soap opera called Time Marches Onward. He skyrocketed to popularity after his role on the sitcom Brother Trouble. Since the end of Brother Trouble, he has often been on the cover of tabloids for his supposed drug use and more recently his relationship with Raina Roottrees. After a short engagement, they married in 1997 when she was only 19 and he was 23. Wow, how did we get that already? Oop. Oh, no, we'll go here. Because I want to look up this one. Time marches on. Come on, man. Try to search. Soap opera. It was the first credited role for Tommy Mark Sheridan, who was only 7 years old and still being credited as Thomas Sheridan at the time. According to your search, the show began on the air for 22 years and is said to focus on 3 large families that own different ranches in the same town in Texas. TMS appeared as Carson in 53 episodes before his character went away to camp. A few episodes later, his parents learned of his off-screen death in a terrible whitewater rafting accident. After a 6-year absence, Carson returned, now with partial amnesia. He recalled that though he was saved from the river, the couple who found them were evil drug runners. They smuggled him across the Mexican border and sold him into child labor. After he managed to escape, he couldn't remember who he was. He eventually found his way home by following the address that his parents had written on the tag of his jacket. During the second run, Carson was played by an actor other than Tommy Mark Sheridan. The discrepancy was explained by covering his face in bandages and claiming that his work in the silver mines left him permanently disfigured and caused his voice to sound completely different. After a plastic surgery operation that happened amidst a hostage situation at the local hospital, the bandages were removed and a new character played Carson for an additional 3 years, appearing in over 500 episodes. He was then killed permanently this time while saving his younger sister from drowning in a whitewater rafting accident that happened at the same river where his initial accident took place. What the heck? Fascinating as all this is, none of it seemed related to the Roottrees. God damn it, why did I have to read all that? So now we can look up, not Raina Roottrees, but Starlet. Is she in Starlet? No. Let's look at our notes here. So let's look up this. Copy. Paste. Search. Damn. Okay. And then we'll look up Tommy Mark Sheridan. Copy that. Nothing? Dustin Baker. Copy. I guess these people aren't really important. All right. Well, then let's look up Ron Roottrees. Nothing. Okay. We need to read some more of this here. In an interview, Raina talks about her inspirations. One important thing I learned from an early age is that dreams are not outside of our grasp. My grandpa was a college professor who taught lectures about history. Okay. My grandpa, boom, boom, boom. He was a teacher. Wait, he said professor, right? More than yeah, professor. Bam. Was a college professor who taught lectures about history. Yep. He always told me that history was full of people from famous families who wasted their fame and fortune by taking it for granted. Instead, he told me I should go out and use my name to accomplish something. I think he may have practiced that lecture a lot because I have other people in my family that have also made the Roottrees name famous for things besides candy. His older sister even wrote a book that some of my friends tell me they had to read in school. I took his advice and now I work with my mom, designing clothing. I help decide what colors and patterns I want to model. Then she designs the clothes with a team of amazing men and women. Although my grandpa passed away earlier this year, Grandma Laura tells me he was really proud of what we've managed to accomplish. So that's her name. Laura Carlson. Mama. Okay, let's look up Candy Roottrees next. Candy. Wait, she's a musician, right? So we should look in here. Nope. Damn. Team Blast. Let's look up. So these should be all the kids. She's not a teenager. We know Ron is the one that's in film school. He's older, so I think we should say this is Ronald. And he is a director. And this is Robert. And we don't know what Robert does. Okay, rubber ducky time. Some of the actors in Brother Trouble might be worth looking into. I already did that. I didn't get anything. Alright, let's look at it up again. Oh, not that one. Tommy Mark Sheridan. Copy. I literally just looked him up. God damn it. Tommy Mark Sheridan appeared on the cover of Team Blast a record 38 times, including 3 back-to-back months covering the height of Brother Trouble. In the issues he wasn't on the cover, he was still mentioned quite often. You read every word of every article, and besides the fact that he was married to Raina, only one thing seems relevant. A gossip section from 1996, about 8 months before their marriage, is called "Is TMS Dating a Rootree?" It says, at a recent autograph signing, TMS told a Team Blast reporter that he met a girl at a party in Malibu. Apparently, the cast of Brother Trouble gets together at Penelope's house once a year, and this time, TMS found love. The mega hottie had this to say: "She's incredible. She came to the party to meet me specifically, and I'm glad she did. She said she had a crush on me when she was younger. I told her I have a crush on her from her posters now." When our Team Blast reporter asked who the lucky girl was, TMS refused to spill, but we did some digging. One of the creators of Brother Trouble, Ron, married Penelope, who played TMS's mom on the show. And get this, Ron is a distant relative of the Roottrees sisters. Ron married Penelope. So we were right. So this is Penelope. There we go. And we need to find a picture of her. So let's look her up. She's not a teen, but she is an actress. Copy. I'm surprised she's not in... Oh, mentioned in a few articles about Brother Trouble, the star shows DCB play her sons on television. Penelope's character was not really who teenage girls cared about. As a result, there was very little gossip surrounding her. Here. Oh, damn. Holy shit. She had 2 things about her. Penelope Tessa Green is a retired comedian. Why does it spell comedian weird? I'm just not used to it. Maybe that's the correct way. As a result for the Laughter Lounge, a club in Reno that claims Penelope got her stand-up start and first did her famous raunchy breast milk cheese routine in the 80s before she was a TV star in Brother Trouble. That's disgusting. The site claims she retired for the birth of her first child, but still makes yearly appearances for fundraisers, doing more family-friendly material. You find a picture labeled Joke-O-Lantern, 1997, as well as a different picture labeled Jack watching one of his mother's charity sets, 1994. Both have been added to evidence, so that's how we get the pictures of them. But let's look up Laugh Lounge. I don't think it's gonna come up with anything. Oh, okay, no, it's the same thing. I just want to make sure. Okay, that's gonna be the thing. I'm not looking that up. Penelope, got that. Joke-O-Lantern, we'll need to do that. Let's go back here and look up this. You found this on a website about a comedy club called the Laugh Lounge. It was captioned Jack watching one of his mother's charity sets, 1994. So her son's name is Jack. And we'll grab her picture later. So we know that Jack has to be the oldest. Named Jack. Jack Roottrees. And then let's look at the other one. Here. You found this on a website about a comedy club called the Laugh Lounge. It's a photo titled Joke-O-Lantern, 1997. It was taken during one of Penelope Tessa Green's fundraisers. This is in 1997. And this one was in 1994. So that's the youngest kid, but we don't know his name. Okay, so let's go back here. We know that that's her. We know that this is the baby. But we don't know. Is there a baby? Baby. And then we don't know his name. Let's go back here. Joke-O-Lantern. So we need to look this up. Several fundraisers. But one of the famous ones seems to be Joke-O-Lantern, which happens every Halloween. Comics and patrons are encouraged to wear costumes, and it seems the person with the best costume wins a voucher which can be redeemed for 5 pounds of buffalo wings. That's insane. There's a 2-drink minimum and a 0 tolerance policy for heckling. Every year we tell people not to heckle the comics, and every year someone ends up getting kicked out. Don't do it. Okay. What was the other one she does? Let's go to history here. It is... No, we don't need to look that one up. We need more information about her and her family. Because we have a picture of her kids now, but we don't know. So this guy's a student. Oh, that's 4. All right, let's see what we got. It's probably like mostly the kids. Oh, professor. Got him. Director. Nice. Oh, yeah. Need to get to 49. I think that's everybody. Let's look up the other guy now. So we can cross out this here. We already know he's a that. I still don't know this one. S. Williams. Tommy, Mark Sheridan, and Dustin Baker. Copy. Let's go back to periodicals, Team Blast, and put this in. DCB was TMS's co-star in Brother Trouble. Their mother was played by Penelope. Dustin DCB was in quite a few gossip columns, but it's not related to Roottrees as far as you can tell. So this one's done. Because he wasn't that important. So Saiyan. Get out of here. That baby's so cute. Wow, we're really clearing this up. Rubber ducky time. I didn't think we would get more clues, but damn, we got a lot. There are several people related to the campaign mailer. Have you looked into all of them? So we looked up Brian Jones. Stephanie Jones. We looked her up already. Caroline Morden, we know that. Let's look for a different clue, because I don't know. Have you looked into all of them? Even the spouses? I mean, I guess I'll look up Brian Jones again. Jones. Famous athlete who broke a pole vaulting record in 1954. He doesn't really seem related to the Roottrees. Oh, local source. So maybe we should look up periodicals. Let's look up Brian Jones. There are many advertisements over the years, as well as a small article from 1995 about Jones Graphic and Print. Okay, let's look this up. Jones Graphic and Print is a company that, according to the website, has existed in Butler County for some time. Their website seems fancy. It even has frames. The website lists the addresses, hours, and a few examples of clients and the type of work that has been done for each. Stephanie Jones campaign mailers, Roottrees Candy Company, various banners, Butler County, Miracle Network, tour flyers, Roottrees Mode. What the heck is Roottrees Motors? Butler County School District, various banners and posters, Butler Summer Theater, posters, and set contributions for Children of Eden. At the bottom it says, we also do web design. Come in and get a quote today. We still need to go back and look at the other thing, but this also has a lot of stuff to it. So let's look up this first. It's a musical with songs by Stephen Schwartz, a game designer by the name of Jeremy Johnston. Really liked it, realized it could kind of fit timeline wise with the game he was making, and decided to use it instead of something fake as kind of an Easter egg. You don't need to check it out, but if you do, I like the songs The Hardest Part of Love and Lost in the Wilderness. Also, if you haven't already, you should hit the back button to go back to what? Instead of searching for children, you should probably search for whoever was performing it. And instead of searching for Children of Eden, you should probably search for whoever was performing it. God damn it, these fourth wall hints. There's a musical with songs by Stephen Schwartz. Let's do this one. So it's kind of like preventing us from doing another rabbit hole. Okay, back. Who is performing it? Butler Summer Theater. Has performed plays and musicals during the summer. Makes sense. As it is not summer currently, their website has a thank you message. Thank you for making our 1998 season such a success. Stay tuned for announcements about performances in 1999. The website lists the credits of a musical, which seems to be the final show they performed last season. There's a cast list, but none of the names seem relevant. Below the cast, it lists the crew, and two things stand out: posters and additional sets signed by Jones Graphic and Print, and choreography by November Studios. A local dance school, they advertise lessons for ballet and jazz classes. There's hardly any other information available. And there's Roottrees Motors. What is that? Whoa. They have like a motor company. You find a hit for Roottrees Motors on the Jones Graphic and Print website, which you've already seen. You don't find any trace of them on the internet. As a local business, they may be featured other places. That's a hint if I ever heard of one. Okay, so we need to... Damn it. Roottrees Motors. Highlight that so we can look it up later. Let's go back. Or forward. Here. Jones Graphic and Print is a company, blah, blah, blah. It even has frames. Okay, we already got that. Candy Company, Stephen Jones, Butler County. What the hell is Miracle Network? You find a website for their Miracle Network. Oh, they already... This is about the miracles. I already did that one, so we don't need to worry about that. Okay, so we need to go back and find... Butler County Times. Let's check the history. Where is it? Brian Jones. Okay. Let's finish this first. This article is a piece about Brian Jones taking over his father's print company after 20 years. Brian seems to not have let it go to waste as a marketing opportunity during an interview portion. I've been in and out of the shop my whole life. My father taught me everything there is to know when it comes to getting the job done right and getting it done quick. We've been a printing staple of Butler County for years, and even the Butler County Times uses us for their coupon pages a few times a year. Thanks, by the way, he laughs. But still, whether you're a new client or one of our regulars, nothing will change. Come on down for the best prices on bulk printing anywhere in the state of Pennsylvania, or search us online. I designed the website myself. Okay, so we need to look up Roottrees Motors in the County Times. Roottrees Motors. There is an ad for Roottrees Motors in the paper. It seems Roottrees Motors used to be called Wilkins Motors. An ad for Roottrees Motors has run in every week's Butler County's Times for many years, but recently has been changed to include a picture. 3 different unique versions of the ad has been added to your evidence. Wilkins Motors. Let's copy that. Try to search it. Nothing. Let's go ahead and just copy the. Let's go ahead and copy that, and then put that in here. Roottrees Motors used to be called Wilkins Motors. You don't feel that that the older ads are relevant, though why the name would have changed might be. What? Wilkins Motors. Interesting. Okay, let's look at these ads. What the hell are they? All right. A Roottrees motor ad that ran from 1974 to 1977 advertises that the former name of Roottrees Motors was Wilkins Motors. Wilkins Motors is still the same family business, but has joined the Roottrees family. We have a new name, but we promise we're still the same family business. All the difference, we joined a sweeter family. Okay, next. Roottrees Motors are the local family mechanic. Your local family mechanic servicing the entire Pittsburgh area. Oh, there's 2 clues in this one. Who dat? Tessa Roottrees. Who the heck? Our newest fixer learns all there is to know about cars from her Roottrees Motors parents. Nice. So there's a mechanic family. The Roottrees motor ad that is presently running, first appeared in 1996, says that the Roottrees Motors have been around for 50 years, is a family business, and also that Tessa Roottrees, their newest fixer, learned all there is to know about cars from our Roottrees Motors parents. Tessa Roottrees with parents that are all mechanics. Oh, right here. So Elias is a mechanic. That's why he's wearing that outfit. So mechanic, bam. We don't know his name, but we know this is Tessa. Tessa Roottrees, and she's also a mechanic. Wait, I don't want to put that in yet. We need to find out who her parents are. Roottrees Motors parents. Let's look that up. Damn it. Okay, so we know this is That's a Rootree and she's a mechanic. I think that's 4. So this is right. This is right. Yeah, because she's old enough to be working as a mechanic. But we can't find who her mom is from there. And we already looked up the Rootree motors. What was the clue here? Oh, we already got it. That conspiracy site still had a lot going on. I only noticed one thing that might be useful. Someone on there seems to have insider information on the Roottrees. The conspiracy site. That was... It was the Roottree curse, right? Rambling. And then it says Chris Raff. No. Thomas Overwood. Spider search. Different sites about mysterious deaths and curses. Find the truth about spirit cola, blah, blah, blah. Stocks and devil's numbers. Okay, I don't care about the stocks. Spirit really stands for Satan's plague. Let's go back. You haven't been able to find information on Chris anywhere. Why not see if his email gets us anything new? Chris Rafferty? I thought we already got that. I mean, we could try. So let's go back. I didn't think about searching someone's email. You find a page installing Pixpop. What the fuck? You find a simple page called The Art of Rafferty, copyright 1997, on Prodigy that lists the author's email as blah blah blah. Below a bunch of gifts that say under construction, there is a few art pieces. The first is a painting captioned "Me and my fiance Lulu." A painting I did for my first year of college, and I plan to give her when we get married on May. Go Tartans. So he's a college kid. There's an odd collage called Cousins, which seems to be made of 3 scrambled images. The accompanying artist's statement says, "We had to create a piece of art about our family. I asked as many of my extended family of cousins for their pictures as I could, even some I've never met. Only a few of them got back to me, and my teacher said I wasn't allowed to use pictures of Raina, Riley, or Rose. So I had to get creative and use only my 3rd cousins. This includes Davy, he swims for Yukon, and Bethany's yearbook picture. She's Davy's younger sister, and Stephanie, who is an only child." Stephanie's an only child. It would be here. So this is Stephanie. It wouldn't be Catrol. Maybe? This would be Sam. Okay, so this is Stephanie. What does she do? It just says Stephanie is an only child. So maybe is she in college? Let's say student. College. We don't know who that is. But then this says over here, this is... dang, that's a lot of names and information. So I had to create it and use only my 3rd cousins. What's a 3rd cousin again? General. Nope. Welcome. What is it? 3rd cousins could also sometimes be referred to as distant cousins. People that share the same great-great-grandparents, but not the same great-grandparents. So, people that share the great-great-grandparents, but not the same great... What? Not the same great-grandparents. So, if he's in this line, their grandparents with he here, not the same great-grandparents, they don't share the same. So, it's basically, they have to be in different trees. God damn it. What did he say his name was? So, Davy and Bethany. Okay, so this is Davy. Kellogg. Okay, let's look up Bethany's first, because she's the younger one. Bethany Kellogg. And she is... What did he say she was? This is Bethany's yearbook picture. So she is in college as well. Because that means that if it's her yearbook, she just graduated high school. Because it's... Oh, well. No, it might be she's in high school. So let's say student. Student K through 12. And this guy is a student, but he's in college. And his name is Davy the 4th. Because this is Davy the 3rd. there. And now we gotta look at the picture to get them. What in tarnation? Do I have to do this? This is Chris Rafferty's cousin's art project and is said to include pictures of Davy, he swims for UConn, Bethany's yearbook picture, Davy's younger sister, and Stephanie, who is an only child. Perhaps you can extract them using an application on your PC? You got it. Cousin zoomed? Oh my god. What the heck is going on here? Oh my god, I gotta click them. Oh my god, this sucks. Okay, last one. Jesus. Dichotomy? Close. What's this one? Oh my god. Okay, this is easy at least. I just have to rotate them. I thought they were all gonna be like that first one. That would have sucked. This one's not too bad because I can tell like which direction it's supposed to be. God damn it. And then the backpack, elbow. That's it. Oh. There we go. Close, and then this one. What the heck is this? Bro, no way. And then I need to bring this over, bring this up. There. Alright, so that should be all the pictures there. Let's look at the pictures out of here. We don't need that anymore. What the heck is this? This art piece was found on the portfolio of college student Chris Rafferty. It was referred to as self-portrait of me and my fiance, sick Lulu. Okay, well, we need to find out who Chris Rafferty is. So if he's talking about himself like that, it has to be, wait, what am I saying? It's down here. So it's not this. Oh, so this has to be Kim LaRoe, and this is Chris. Where's his picture at? That's his picture. This is, what was her name? This guy's in school. Hang on a sec. Pam, me, my fiance, my first year of college. Okay, so they're both in college. He is a student in college, and her name was Jane. Lulu. Luisa Garcia, and that is her. Okay, so that one should be good. That one should be good. This tree should be completely done. Oh, we didn't get other pictures of Clark. I think that's him. So that one should be good as what? Wait, that's not right. Maybe that's a picture of him then. And this is a picture of here. And then look at her. I don't know why these texts are here. Grab her picture. For more information about this photo, inspect Chris's art project. Okay. There. He's a swimmer. And her. What? Get her picture. And it says middle school. So this is her. Stephanie Cattrall, because the glasses. This is him. Oh. We got 4 more names. Who we got? Who we got? Give me one of the harder ones. Yes, these two. Luisa Garcia, Kim LaRoe, Sam Cattrall. Yes, and we got the 2 pictures. Oh yeah. And so now we got 4 more to go. To get to the next checkpoint. We know it's her, so that's right. Don't know who Guy married, but at this point it might be a process of elimination. Can we just say housewives for now for this one? Because I mean we're running out of stuff. Okay, swimsuit Yukon, we already said that. And new picks pop. Okay, so I already did that. Nice. Okay. In one of her diary entries, Lauren mentions the name of Jim's father. Who's Jim? Okay, let's go ahead and look for it. Who is Jim? James? Okay, let's look at the evidence. Diary entries. Names, anger, names. Where she says it. Oh, that's 10 years later. It's okay. Let's look at names. Became Uncle Junior or Elias's or Eli C. Got publishing my diary. There's 4 Eli's. Elias was a believer. Grandpa Elias was a believer in using names of each generation to honor their names. Miracle, Eli. I needed more information. Comes up and we're visiting the diary, Clark. Oh, okay. Oh, wait, it is right. Okay. So it's in here. Clark's gotten married again. When divorced. Okay. I did what I could, and Lord knows Eli C stepped up and helped more than I could say for Clancy or Edward. So Eli's talking about it here. Eli C practically raised Clark and Jim as brothers wherever he could. Eli's marriage seems fine, and Jim's marriage seems solid as a rock. Okay. So what would that mean if he just raised them? I don't know what that is entailing. Eli C. I know who it is. You can find mention of Eli's occupation in a periodical article about someone closely related to him. Read the description for the next generation photograph carefully to determine which of the men is Eli C. Okay, so it's just trying to get me to get the picture. But I know that's his picture. I know that's him. I just don't know his job. Oh, was he a musician? God damn it. Eli C. Roottrees. Right? Yeah. Okay, let's look that up. No, it would be Jim Tree. Review goes into that. No, this talks about their generation. Oh wait, no, it says right here. This is how my father was connected to the root. Wait, I don't mind saying any of this because he agrees. He said Raffer Tunes. That's how my father was connected. Let's see. One of the benefits of our famous family is a massive company connected to the root tree. All of his old ad campaigns were hung. Oh, he was also an advertiser. Okay. So he's in advertising. Nice. We got it. Yep. What's the next one, Rubber Duck? You can find information on Sam Matson's children in Revisiting the Diary. Let me see. Gwyneth has a green thumb of her mother. So might be farmer. She has to inherit the farm. Someone does. Yes. We're so close. None. Very nice. Things are looking pretty good. By the end of... Oh, wait, what? We didn't get her? Oh, she's a student. Dang, I messed it up. She's a K through 12 student because it says middle school in there. Through that, that's all locked there. We're just missing a bunch of spouses and names here. And we don't know occupations. The baby should be pretty good to be determined. There's not a lot of names left. Oh, this tells us what names are left. Jacobson, Lennon. They're mostly Christina Rootree. That's the only Rootree name left. So that has to be it. Yeah, either that or yeah, because she signed the photo, so it can't be her. We already know that's correct. Her last name. We just need spouses now. Let me see what else we can find here. Guy Hudson's death sounds a bit suspicious. Perhaps a local publication might have more information. Okay. Guy Hudson. Public library periodicals. Oh, we're already there. Let's look up Guy Hudson. Although the Butler County does not archive their obituaries, they did a front page story in 1982 about Guy Hudson and his wife Patricia dying in a car accident. Damn, that's brutal. Jones Patricia. Let's continue reading that. The story itself is surprisingly light on relevant details due to the recency of the accident. Police reported that the crash was caused by an unidentified driver who swerved in front of the Hudson's car, causing them to brake hard and veer off the interstate. Although Guy was a somewhat controversial president, foul play is not suspected. There were witnesses who reported that the vehicle which instigated the wreck was speeding, swerving between lanes, and cutting off all the drivers as well, for at least 5 or 6 minutes before the tragic accident. One witness says it could have been any of us who eventually ran off the road. The aggressor fled after the accident, and police have few leads other than make and model. Guy had been president of the Roottrees company for only 4 years, though an undoubtedly volatile period in the company's history. He and his wife had no children. Okay, so that's correct, but that doesn't count. I think the last stretch is we have to get all of them right, so I really want to get the spouses' names correct before The Brother Trouble Spider Search result mentioned a new Rootree. You should look into him. Ron? There's Ron. Okay. Or we already looked them up. Small screen director and head of the RR Productions, he directed episodes of a few other shows before showrunning and creating a one-season hit, Brother Trouble. The show was canceled partway through season 2. Okay. Defunct production company responsible for Brother Trouble. You find a comment on a Usenet board stating that Brother Trouble ended up being an ironic name considering the rumors about RR Productions, Ron, and Robbie Rootree. What? There was not much relevant information about Robbie Rootree. In a comment thread on a message board about television cliches, you find a thread called Why Was Brother Trouble Cancelled? One user speculates, I think it's because the writing went really downhill in season 2. They actually had an episode where Roxy was addicted to sniffing markers. Another person replied, maybe it's due to the rumor about Robbie Rootree in Silver Screen magazine. There's a link to some kind of article, but it appears to be dead. Did you mean Silver Screen magazine? God damn it. Yes. Nice, we got it. Silver Screen magazine was a Hollywood insiders magazine focusing less on actors and actresses and more on the nitty-gritty of writing, directing, and costuming, set design, film, and other elements of filmmaking. It ran from 1983 to 1993. It was bought by a bigger, more recognizable magazine a few years ago, and the website now redirects to the new magazine. The new magazine doesn't appear to have any relevance to your case. Then why did it add it to me? Look up Ron. There's an article about Ron Rootree from 1984 entitled Don't Blame Nepotism, He Gets Results. After finding a small screen success, first as the director for many soap opera episodes, and then stepping in as the showrunner to turn around a few struggling productions, Ron has decided to start his own television production company. Ron was born in the US but grew up in Paris with his once famous mother and his brother Robbie. He gobbled up American cinema whenever he could, and when he was old enough, returned to Hollywood to attend film school. He brings a special kind of charisma and an eye for unusual shots, particularly when it comes to comedy. Those he's worked with have gone on the record as saying he's an attentive director who can work with actors to make sure the timing of a joke lands perfectly. Ron plans to pitch new shows to major television studios as soon as 1986. Until then, he plans to find the right project. He has occasionally called upon his younger brother for script punch-ups and has thought about bringing him into the fold. Okay. Let's look up Robbie now. A small rumors article from 1992 that claims that self-taught television screenwriter Robbie Roottrees was allegedly tried and convicted under the name Robert in a French court of law. It seems he, again allegedly, embezzled from the company R Productions to fuel a gambling habit that left him hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. He then fled to Paris, where he grew up, and then Silver Screen continues to insist this is all very much allegedly, assaulted an officer who came to question him. The article's author says that they were unable to get a statement from French authorities, but received information from an anonymous source and were able to confirm through public record that there was a trial involving a Robbie Roottrees around the time that Brother Trouble was canceled. Oh, Robert Roottrees, self-taught television screenwriter. So that's his job. Screenwriter. Damn, he got in trouble. So, Roottrees, Christina. We don't know November's occupation, but that pretty much just told us that. Let me see here. There's only one free spirit left this place. The 70s picture, this one. Yeah, it's just her. I got it, but we don't know her job. Oh my god, I didn't put those two together. November Studios. God damn it. Okay, so that means that she's a dancer. But let's just look it up again just to be sure. Local dance school. Yep. So she's just a dancer. Go back here. Nope. How come they use a child's picture for her? Dancer. Nope. Bam. Wait, what? There's only 2 names. I think. Christina. Oh, that was 4 more. So we're up to 49 now. Jones Patricia. Booyah. Secret.
To my genealogy genie. If you're reading this, it means you've locked in 49 blood relatives.
Oh,
congratulations. Snap. I knew you could do it. There are 2 more entries on the family tree I'd like you to consider. These last 2 are optional. You can summon me whenever you wish. However, this will end your search and reveal the truth. So make sure you're ready.
Oh my god, that's so much pressure. Who is EC and the spouse? Yeah, the adopted grandfather. These last 2 are optional and won't lock in until you say I'm ready. You can summon me whenever you wish, however, this will end your search and reveal. So this one was him. There. And I don't want to... Damn it, it's not going to give me the rest of the spouses. I wanted to fill all of them out. Has to be this guy. For sure. And I need to see... Remember that history book of candy? That history of candy book from earlier? There's a little detail about that book that you might have skimmed over. History of candy book. Just look it up. Where is it? The book you found was volume 2. I wonder if you could find any other volumes in the library. I don't know what history of candy book that is talking about. Let's look up. Maybe it'll tell me the author. By Charles Lee. Okay. I don't even know if I looked up the second one. Sweet History of Candy. Volume. I'm gonna look at volume 2 first, because I don't even know where it even said that. Volume 2. Charles. I think I remember the name Charles Lee somewhere. This is a part of a book series about all things candy in the modern world. It starts in 1925 and continues onward to chronicle the rise of mass production and global distribution. The book ends with a look into the future of candy as envisioned by experts in 1985. With the addition of hindsight, you can clearly see they got pretty much everything wrong. It includes some print advertisements. You find a newspaper ad for 5 pieces from 1930s. Oh, okay. So that's when we looked at it. We got that evidence. So let's look up volume 1. Boop. Oh my god. That thing is so loud. This is a book about all things candy throughout history. It starts with the historical accounts dating back to the ancient Egyptians and chronicles candy through the year 1924. It includes some print advertisements from companies you've heard of, including an extremely early newspaper ad for 5 pieces that Charles Lee included due to a major misprint. Okay, let's look at that evidence here. Major misprint. Roottrees 5 pieces. You find an advertisement in the Sweet History of Candy. It's from 1924, 2 years after the debut of 5 pieces. The author included it because of the spelling error of the word available near the bottom. Available. It states that the flavors are inspired by their children and the order is grape, elderberry, egg, cream, cinnamon extract, and melon. So that's the ages of all the kids. Not very useful for us. You have everything you need. All you need to do now is look through the evidence for any inconsistencies. There's some interesting mentions of an EC in Lauren's diary. Those old candy ads seem suspect as well. And what was that strange love letter about? Yeah, that's true. I was kind of wondering about that. That's kind of weird. So mentions of EC in the diary. I remember that. Old candy ads seem suspicious. 1920. How does it look suspicious? Available from fine stockists throughout Pennsylvania. Grape, elderberry, egg cream, GEC. GEEC. Oh, Clancy Edward. So this is EC. That is weird. And then CE and then M. Because Miracle was late. So the M stands for Margolite. So he's a kid. Elias had an affair. Like the grandpa did. So that's weird. That's weird. And then strange love letter and candy ads. Oh no, and EC and Lauren's diary. Okay. Here. Right here. In an entry titled Sam from Lauren's Roottrees. Okay. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? When nope. Clancy swore he saw Sam working alongside the farmhands EC and John when he used to drive past the old Anderson farm. So it's John, EC and John here. Let's highlight that. When he used to drive past the old... They didn't mention him because he's gay. And it was kind of like taboo because they were racist back then. So maybe that's why. EC and John were when he used to drive past the old Anderson farm on his way to work. Okay, so let's look at the 5 years later, or 10 years later one. This one? No, wait. This one. Okay. So, raising a fine woman. Okay. Patsy. Pop's face when it was for as long as willing. Parnas warned us away from that farm for years. I never met EC in person, but Pop once referred to him a confirmed bachelor. He was gay. And I suspect that that's why he kept us from there. Mr. Miller. So it's John Miller. That's his name. John Miller. And we need to... It says roommate, but we need to find out about EC now. But Pop wants to refer to him as a confirmed bachelor. So that's confirmed bachelor, like saying like he will always be like single because of and it's confirmed because you know he's gay. And that's that Mr. Miller, so it's John Miller, that's his name. And then we need to find the love letter. Okay, right here. If not for her story, yours and mine would be the most tragic tale ever told. How often is that the beauty ripped from your brother's twisted, sent to live in possession of your brother's twisted twin? What does that mean? Left an outcast, forced to a life of labor under a wicked relative. It seems like something from the start of a children's fable. She deserves not the life he has been sentenced to. I can't stand to be apart from you both. Someday I shall return and pray that he has not corrupted her to know his sins. But it doesn't tell us what his name is. What is his name? Let's look into the candy again. EC for egg cream. Have you poured over everything? Are you sure? Because if you click this button again, I'm just gonna tell you the answer. If that's what you want, go right ahead. If not, look back at the pieces of evidence I mentioned before. Those should be enough for you to find the answer. Damn, what? The duckies just had it with us. Okay, I don't want it to tell us because I think we already figured out one of the names. But we need to find out EC. These candy has seen suspect as well. And what was that strange love letter about? So I understand the love letter, right? But EC, I can't find out his name. Of a twisted twin. Oh, I think I know his name. If this is CE, it's Edward Clancy. I bet you it's Edward Clancy. Yeah. Let's double check though. Twisted twin. Of a twisted seems that from classic literature. Stand in position of your brother's twisted twin. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think that's his name. That's the only way, because they're not going to tell us his name. So this is Clancy Edward. That's Edward Clancy. That's the twisted twin. It has to be. Because these guys are both, yeah. Yep. I think that's it. But before we click that button, we should try to figure out these other names here. Because there's only so much here. That's so hard. I don't know. Roottrees Edward, because we know that's her, but we don't know the names. How do we find like these spouse names? We don't know any of these people's spouses. That's really unfortunate. Edith Jacobson, Lennon, Monroe, April Quatrich, Nicole Smith. Edith Jacobson. Can we look these names up? You find a link that seems to be a partial and corrupted list of archive articles from the Butler County Times. The article is cut off, but it mentions an Edith Jacobson and an arrest. You might be able to find an article somewhere else, like the Butler County Times. There's a crime blotter article about Edith Jacobson that also mentions a Helen Roottrees and a Lucinda Jacobson. In 1991, when she was 18, Edith and her sister Lucinda were arrested for trespassing at the Miracle Congregationalist Church in Butler County. They were pretending to be church employees in an attempt to get into the room where the church houses their weekly tithings. The church didn't press charges. They were caught by Helen Roottrees, who was there at the time while her husband Miracle was preaching. Wait, this is 1971. Jesus forgives, and so do we. The Lord works in mysterious ways, and I'm confident he has brought these young women to us for a greater purpose. So Helen Roottrees and Edith Jacobson. Okay. So it has to be within this branch here. Helen Roottrees. I wonder, 1971. That's the 70s, and when she's an adult, so it has to be one of these two. But he's a mechanic, so what did that say again? Helen Roottrees. about Edith Jacobson. She was 18. Room where the has their weekly tithings. Time with her husband Miracle. In the 70s though. So that's what makes me think it's here. This is Helen. And then this has to be Edith Jacobson because she was 18 at the time and he's older now. Yeah. Okay. I wish they would lock in these names too. So we got those two. We need to look up Joan Monroe. Nothing here. Damn it, nothing. So that might be just a name that we have left. April Corrich? Let's see, Corrich. I don't even know if I spelled that right. April Corrich. Nothing. Nicole Smith. That's an easy one. Nothing. Let's look in periodicals as well. Nothing. And Catherine Wilkins. Oh. It has to go here. Catherine Wilkins from Wilkins Motors. So it'd be here. But then I don't know who Miracle Roottrees married. We don't know who these guys married. I think we searched all the women already, these three. So I think we can just say it's good. All right. I'm just gonna continue. I'm ready. Confirm. But first, here's the final optional entries you've made. Number of optional entries left for next time. Next time. I just, I don't care as much. I think we're fine. Let's see if we're right with those. Holy shit.
So, you thought EC was Edward Clancy Roottrees, and his partner was John Miller?
How'd you... I have to be right? Because you...
That's exactly what I needed to hear.
Hey, that's what's up.
I'm Sam Madsen, though you know me as Samantha Roottrees. Yep, I got old. The only picture you have of me is from 40 years ago.
She does not talk like how she sounds.
My book tells the truth about Elias, the 5 pieces, and my parents. Not my biological parents, Elias Jr. and Patsy. My fathers. Edward Clancy Roottrees and John Miller.
Oh.
By now, you've either read Lauren's diaries, or you're just an incredible guesser. Lauren was right. I hated the 5 pieces. She just didn't know my full reasoning.
Oh, I see.
My father, Edward Clancy, was a great man. But his identical twin Clancy and his father, Elias, were not. At age 16, my father was caught kissing a farmhand.
Oh, no.
Back then, they wouldn't even acknowledge gay people existed.
I knew it.
Having one in the family was unthinkable. The same year, I was born. A bastard granddaughter. 2 stains on Elias's perfect family. He decided to fix both. They tried to erase Edward Clancy. They even removed his 5 pieces flavor. His name was deemed a dirty word. He became EC. We were sent to the farm, and the 5 pieces did their best to keep the next generation away, to isolate me from family.
Damn.
But Elias couldn't erase us from existence. Laura never realized I was the little girl from her diary.
I knew it.
Who could blame me for being so confused that day? Her father was an exact copy of mine, except without the beard.
I knew it. Because in that article that Lauren said right here, yeah, I got angry. I got angry when I met a girl who I do not like. She said, "Your pop is my dad." I remember that part.
And while the 5 pieces celebrated a new factory, farmhands did the real work. It's a fluke there's a picture of my father at all. But there he is in the background. The sixth five-piece. Patsy returned, and things got complicated for Elias. She fought for my freedom, from a life she deemed unworthy. Elias relented, so long as I never learned the truth or receive inheritance. They knew I'd help my father. At Elias's will reading, I learned part of the truth. The rest I learned at home. I began to hate the five pieces. My father made me stay silent. He was worried history would repeat, and that his grandchildren would become outcasts. His fears weren't unfounded. As you know, my son Ernie died a few years ago. He had trained to take over as president.
That's so sad.
But due to family politics, or perhaps hubris, it went to Guy. A real Roottrees. He nearly ruined the company. When Ernie took over, he saved the operation. Over 13 years, he made the family billions. Ernie earned about $36.
Take that.
They got by on Debbie's salary, but when he fell ill, he couldn't pay his medical bills. His death was my tipping point.
Wait, what? I thought he took the... Oh, it's because the president's salary is the price of candy. That's
Originally, my book was meant to expose Elias's hypocrisy. Until I started to look into the other dirty laundry.
Oh, yeah. From Robbie.
Ron tried to have Robbie removed from the trust, but couldn't. Robbie was a blood relative, even out of wedlock.
Oh. Attempted 2 arguments. Oh, that's who RR is. The brother, his own brother? That's crazy. I forgot about that. Ron tried to have his brother removed?
That sounded familiar. The Clancid Trust that Elias established was designed to secure his family's future. His entire family's future. He couldn't write exceptions in without the whole thing falling apart. My book can definitively prove that Elias was not the paragon of virtue he's heralded as.
Damn, Sam is out for vengeance.
And that my daughter and granddaughters are just as much family, at least in the eyes of the trust, as anyone else.
True that. You got a good-looking family.
The Clancid Trust will secure their future. They can decide what to do with their shares. But I'm old, and I'm not in it for the money. The truth has been eating away at me for years, but now I can set the record straight, thanks to you.
You're welcome.
As someone who enjoys searching for the truth, you might understand the power it has. Whitewashing the past to protect the status quo can lead to repercussions in the present and future. So thank you. You knocked it out of the park. With your expert work, the truth will come to light.
Hell yeah.
And when it does, my share of the Clancid Trust is yours. Like I said at the beginning, set for life.
What?
Looking at the family tree on your wall, now with my father's, everything finally feels complete.
Hell yeah.
Unless a whole lot more Roottrees somehow appear from thin air. This is the last time I'll come knocking. Thanks again, and so long.
She's free. Get out of my house, damn it. Thanks to your hard work, Sam Matson's book was published. It received mixed reviews. Life went on, and a new president took over the company. Who is it? The Roottrees family faded from the news cycles. And then, everything changed. There's another mystery to solve. Roottrees Mania is now unlocked as a new game. Hell yeah. I'm a secret Roottrees. Oh, the title changed. Okay. So, oh, we don't need to continue anymore. We can just click new game, I think. Oh, Roottrees Mania. In a whole new mystery. Okay. I might try that next time, but for the main game, it was really fun. I had a blast trying to do some kind of sleuthing around, trying to find out people's jobs and names and relationships and pictures. I think it was just really fun, and I think the game did a good job of providing you the tools to make it easier. I really like that you can highlight things, you can add it to a journal, you can search it just straight from the text instead of having to like write it down with pen and paper physically and then type it in. I like how you can just highlight it, copy it, or even just search it from the text. So there was a lot of like really well done user interface that made it just a lot easier. I really like the rubber ducky. I'm a type of person that doesn't like hints. I like to do things without hints because I feel like doing hints is kind of like cheating a little bit. But that hint system did a good job of providing you enough hints just to kind of point you in the right direction without actually telling you what the answer is. I mean, I think the only one that really told us what the answer is was the book. There's no way I was getting that. And it kind of helped us a little bit. I'm kind of sad that we didn't get those 5 names. We were so close, but I couldn't find anything that mentioned the spouses. It was probably somewhere in the text I just missed, but it's a bummer. I just like 100%ing things, but it's okay. We still figured out the top secret names, and I'm really glad that they ended up being good people, and Samantha really loves them instead of being like, I thought it was like a situation where she was like abused or something, but it's because during that time period they were gay and people just shunned them. So I would rather have it like that, even though as messed up as it is, than for her to be hurt and think that they're just like really bad to her, or like a Cinderella type of thing. But I'm glad that she made it official and like made the world know that she has 2 sets of parents, EC Edward Clancy and John Miller, and along with her biological parents. So I think that's really, really cool. So I enjoyed the game. I highly recommend it for you guys to play for yourself. Well, I mean, I guess if you watch it, it's kind of hard to play for yourself, but I would definitely recommend this game, especially for people who like something more laid back and love detective games. This was I would say like a 9 out of 10. I wish that there was a little bit more just to help wrap things up. Like, especially with the hints, I wish that it detected that the spouses were missing and gave you hints for the spouses instead of like, oh, you answered all the main names. Here's the hint. Here's like the last set of hints for like the top secret stuff. You know, I want to make sure that I complete everything else, which it kind of helped us with the miracle family tree, but I don't know, maybe just a little bit more would have made the game perfect and make me like 100% of the game. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this series. I will probably play the Rootmania one in another episode, just to check it out, see if it's worth it. And then probably post this for you guys to see. So if you guys enjoyed this episode, please consider leaving a like and subscribe if you want to. It helps me out. And I will see you guys in the next one.